What's going on, Aries? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, shares, donations. Your support, Aries, is just incredible, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be a monthly check-in. You know, we've gotten business savvy, we've done some self-growth, we've loved, and now we're trying to see where we're at, Aries. So, just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling amazing. Just good vibrations all around here, Aries. So with this spread, I am going to be, I'll be pulling 9 cards with this one. Oh, maybe. And I'll be doing clarifications as need be. And of course, a good old surprise card at the end, Aries, so don't you panic. And in case y'all were curious, the deck that I'm using is the Tarot of the Divine deck. And I have a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Aries. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to be your current self. So, hiya self. Where is Aries at currently on their journey? You know, we've gone through a whole bunch here. Let's see how you're doing, Aries. Oh, interesting. You got the 9 of Wands here. And I feel like with the in reverse here. And I feel like with the 9 of Wands in reverse popping up, you know, maybe we're at this place right now where we're feeling maybe a little kind of burnt out, you know, it's the 9 of Wands normally is a card of like perseverance. You know, you've been fighting the good fight up until now. You know, we're starting to, you know, it's about keeping that momentum. You know, definitely take time to rest and recover. You know, when you have the opportunities. But it's usually about, you know, you're like right at the finish line there. You know, it's just like, you know, getting that last little push. But with the 9 of Wands and popping up in reverse, I feel like some of us might be just kind of maybe we've been pushing a little too hard. Maybe we're feeling a little burnt out. You know, this is it's kind of tough with this kind of energy here, especially, you know, I feel like, you know, we get off, you know, when we're starting off in the new year, we're getting excited about, you know, whatever new things we're getting ready to tackle, whether that be, you know, if we're starting, you know, whether we were starting a new business, you know, looking for love, you know, maybe improve, you know, working on health improvements, you know, whatever that was looking like for you, Aries. You know, it can be a lot, you know, when we have to think about all of those resolutions and all of those things, you know, all the goals we might have set for ourselves. You know, we may want to try to get everything like accomplished overnight, you know, and that, you know, that may not be for all of you, but I definitely feel like, you know, if we're resonating with this energy here, you know, it may be just time to just kind of like pause for a second. And I know I know how I feel when people tell me to kind of slow down and pause, Aries. But if we get into this place where it's like we got too many balls up in the air and we're just like, it's becoming too much for us to juggle, it may just be time to just kind of reassess some things. Because, you know, it's not that I don't feel like you're a good multitasker, but I feel like maybe we can just kind of work a little more efficiently with our energies. You know, it's like maybe find the thing that you're most passionate about, or maybe even get a couple of things if it makes sense, you know, and get those things fueled up, get those things started up. And then once those have got a good foundation, then you can maybe start building on top of that thing, or even start branching off and doing some other stuff. You know, if you're trying to, you know, even let's say for like a business, if you're trying to get like a second stream, you know, however that's looking like for you. I feel like, you know, this is just asking us to be just kind of mindful with our energy maybe this month, you know, because I can get it where, you know, it's like when you come out when the new year comes, we might just came out the box just like, let's go get it. And I love that drive, Aries. You know, you're the initiator of the zodiac. You know, you got all that fire energy. If anybody's going to get stuff started and, you know, it's going to have that follow through, it's going to be Aries. But, you know, keep it, you know, be mindful with your energy, Aries. You know, you got a lot of heat that you can bring. You know, I feel like the longer we can kind of stretch that thing out there to get the most bang for your buck, I feel like that's going to get us out of this nine of Wands energy. You know, get us get us back to where we can keep up the good work there. So not a bad start, you know. I get it, maybe a little overzealous, but that's okay. We're gonna let's keep this train moving. You know, let's see what the second card is going to be the theme of the month. So let's see what this month is looking like for you. So we've higher self. What's the theme looking like for Aries this month? You know, we've might have been a little gung ho starting off bit, but let's see how things might shape up for you this month, Aries. Interesting. You got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. And Aries, don't panic, you know, because the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it could be a card of like, you know, could be a card of like maybe bad luck or, you know, like maybe bad fortune or, you know, maybe not quite realizing our destiny and such. And I only feel like, honestly, that this is, with this being the theme of the month, I feel like it's just more so kind of like what I was talking about earlier with this Nine of Wands energy here. I get the excitement of wanting to get to your Wheel of Fortune here, but I feel like we need to be more mindful with our energy here. Because if we're getting to this place where we're like running ourselves to the ground, and, you know, we get to where we're not, you know, because you can't do your best work running on Aries, because that's going to make it it's just going to make the Wheel of Fortune just that much more elusive, you know. And I feel like it's, you know, the theme is going to be finding a way to, I really feel like, kind of work with the energy here and find a way that we can get, because maybe too, you know, maybe we're the reason that kind of can start, you know, pause for burn, or, you know, could cause burnout. And I think it's kind of what I was saying before, but it's like, you know, no, I think let's get a little clarification on that, Aries. Let's get a little more clarification on that. Higher self, can we clarify the Wheel of Fortune, please? Yeah, I feel like there might be just another little nugget, because I think I was just about to repeat myself, Aries. Let's see. Let's get a little bit more on that. Okay. So you got the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Eight of Swords, the Hierophant in reverse, and the Five of Coins in reverse. And so I feel like with this, Aries, with the Eight of Swords is kind of like a self-imposed prison. You know, we get to this place of where we feel like, you know, if we keep at this pace of where it's like we're just like pushing, and we're not taking time to recover in between there, that's going to make this Wheel of Fortune elusive here. And I feel like too, you know, when we get to the Hierophant in reverse, you know, I feel like the Hierophant is a card of like, it's about that connection, and it's about that, not just like the connection to like to source, you know, whatever that's looking like for you, God, higher self, Buddha, Jesus, you know, take it as it resonates. But I feel like, you know, if we keep ourselves where we're just kind of like going, or, you know, however this Nine of Wands is translating for you here, it's going to keep that disconnect from our Wheel of Fortune here. And then it's going to feel like this place, or it's like, you know, it's gonna keep that connection from the Wheel of Fortune. And then we get to the Five of Coins in reverse here. You know, I feel like once the point is to realize that, you know, maybe, you know, or because maybe some of us too, you know, I'm kind of all over the place. Maybe some of us too with this Nine of Wands, you know, maybe we're taking on, you know how I was saying we got too many balls in the air, maybe we're taking on more than we can chew. You know, maybe we're in like let's say if we're in like a managerial position, you know, maybe we're trying to take on too much, or even if just like as an employee, you know, maybe you're trying to take too much on. You're the type that's like, oh, I got this, I can handle this stuff here. But it may be too, I feel like with this Five of Coins popping up, I feel like for some of us maybe we need to kind of delegate here too, because the Five of Cups, or excuse me, the Five of Pentacles, you see this girl here, you know, she's sitting outside in the cold here. She's trying to keep warm with a match. You know, when she's got a building right here, you know, where she might be able to ask, you know, where she's got a perfectly good place to ask for assistance here. And so I feel like, you know, the theme, you know, for some, you know, if we get into this place where if whatever we're trying to get to, our Wheel of Fortune, our destiny is becoming too much of just becoming too much for us to handle per se. It's not like I don't think that you can. Aries, I just feel like it may be time to just kind of like delegate your energy more, you know, find the people that are kind of that you hold close to your soul tribe here, and then maybe see if people can kind of assist you with this thing, you know, where I'm all about you know, doing stuff for yourself here. You definitely, you know, it's okay to lean on people sometimes, you know, to just kind of ask for help just if we're feeling like this is just getting too much. That's not a defeat. If anything, you asking for help is that's just showing that you're aware of that you've reached a limitation here, as opposed to just kind of forcing yourself here and then, you know, kind of keeping this wheel of fortune out of our grasp here. So I know that's a lot to think about for the month. I hope that made sense. Let's go ahead and get to your third card here, which is going to be a key goal to pursue. So higher self, what's a key goal for Aries to pursue at this time? Let's see how we can work with this stuff here. Absolutely. You got the Ace of Wands here. And I feel like a key goal for you is exactly what I've been talking about. It's managing managing our energy, you know, because the Ace of Wands for me, I love the Ace of Wands. This is my card of like action, you know, but it's about being mindful with the action too, because the thing with the Ace of Wands, you know, this is big energy. The aces have to deal with like kind of like new beginnings, and the Ace of Wands in particular, it's almost just like that sudden burst of, this is, if I had to describe Aries energy, it would be very Ace of Wands. It's that explosive type of energy, you know, that but we don't want to just embody Aries, just that explosive part of it. We want to have, the Ace of Wands embodies all of the fire elements here. You know, you think about Aries is the spark. Leo, I'm thinking about all the fire signs. Leo would be the sun, you know, that's giving that thing life. And then Sagittarius energy would be that expansion, you know, taking that taking that light and then expanding that thing. And that's how I feel like that's going to be your goal, is to try to figure out how to make the most of your fire energy here. Because I feel like sometimes too, with you being the initiator, you know, there's this, maybe you feel like there's this pressure to perform. I'm not sure, Aries, you know, definitely take that as it resonates, but if we're not mindful with this energy, this is the quickest way to get to a hanged man situation, because if you keep going at it, and we keep staying in this Nine of Wands here, your higher self is going to be like, okay, we're okay. Clearly the message is not getting across here, so I'm gonna have to put up a roadblock here. And it's not to deter you, Aries. It's just to get it somewhere that we're being again efficient and just pragmatic with our energy here. So I think that is definitely something to keep in mind here, how to master, or not even master, how to refine this Ace of Wands here, because I feel like when we think about mastery and such, you know, that sets a limitation on yourself, you know, because if you get to this place where you master, then you got nowhere else to grow. We want to constantly just be refining this stuff here, because there's always a better way to use this thing here. We can always be sharp, always be more on point here. And I get where that can maybe be a lot of pressure, but don't let that pressure you. If anything, that's exciting. The fact that there's a limitless growth for you, you know, that kind of potential, let that fuel you, you know. I dig that. That invigorated me some, Aries. Let's keep this thing moving. You know what? It's good that we just got this invigorating energy here, because the fourth card is going to be a potential obstacle to overcome. So higher self, what's an obstacle for that Aries might need to overcome? Let's see. Maybe we can get some eyes on this thing. You know, maybe there's something specific we are missing here. Interesting. You got the Ace of Cups in reverse here. And so, yeah, this is definitely an obstacle to overcome here, because I feel like, you know, sometimes when I think about this Ace of Wands energy, again, if we're just going and we're ignoring how we're feeling, because the cups have to deal with feelings. The Ace of Cups more so in particular, I feel like it's kind of more so dealing with like our intuition and like being in touch with like all of our senses here, and that on top of like our sixth sense as well. But I feel like it's, with it being in reverse, yeah, we're ignoring the signs of that, you know, maybe we're not spending our, not even necessarily that we're spending our energy incorrectly, but like I just feel like that if we were to just really kind of take a minute and just kind of sit with this, figure out what our game plan is, and figure out, again, like kind of trust how. That's a tough one, Aries. I'm not sure how to. Higher self, let me get a little assistance. let me tap into my sixth sense real quick. Higher self. Excuse me. Can we clarify the Ace of Cups, please? Let's get a little bit more on this Ace of Cups here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm with it. So the so the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Magician, the Queen of Wands, and the Justice card in reverse. So I feel like with this, the obstacle is to really, with the Magician card. This is a card of manifestation. It's a card of developing your skills. It's a card of adroitness. But with this, I feel like the obstacle is to really, again, I really feel like to refine, open up your senses here with this Ace of Cups here. I feel like we've kind of gotten ourselves closed off, considering we've possibly burnt our energy out here. So now I feel like it's about checking in, seeing again, coming at this from a different perspective, Aries. And then we get to the Queen of Wands here, which is your card here. And the Queen of Wands, she's the type that she's got that explosive energy here. This is Pele, and she's I want to say she's like a volcano goddess. I'd have to look a little bit more into that. But I feel like the whole thing from this thing, Aries, is just the obstacle is just to find a balance with how you're utilizing your energy here, because that's like I could talking about these two is pretty much what I've discussed up until now. The big thing about this thing is the Justice card being in reverse. I feel like there's an imbalance with how we're working with our energies here, and as soon as we get that balance correct, then everything else is going to kind of fall into place here. You know what I mean? I feel like that's I'll leave that there right now. I hope that this is making sense, because I feel like this is just like how we're expending our energy is just we may be just being a touch reckless, or just like a little overzealous there, Aries. So maybe it might be time to just kind of just adjust a little bit. You know what I mean? But let's get to your fifth card here. Because we've been I've been trying to, it's been nothing but like watch your energy. Let's get to a major accomplishment. That's what the fifth card's going to be about. So higher self, what is a major accomplishment for Aries? I figure we've been working on this thing, we're getting down. Let's see what's happening here. Interesting. You got the Two of Wands here in reverse, and this is another one of your cards here, Aries. And with it being in reverse, the Two of Wands is normally my card of taking action. So I feel like with this popping up here, I feel like this is a major accomplishment here, because I feel like with this is popping up, it's like we've learned to just kind of pause, before we react, because I feel like that's what's going to make you a force, Aries, is going to be one of those things that when you really refine the skill with this Magician energy, and because I love, keep that Pele drive, keep your energy, I love Aries energy is important, that's you usher in the spring. So I'm not telling you to necessarily release, to ease up on the gas per se. It's just like maybe don't floor it, let's maybe start at 20. The spring can come in gradually. It's not like we get out of winter one day and it's just like I wake up and it's just like spring and everything's just blossomed. You know what I mean, Aries? And I feel like the major accomplishment here is just that you're going to learn to pause for a second, and then we're going to analyze where we're going to get to, where we're going to go with this thing, so I personally like that, and because this shows me that hopefully this message has gotten across here, that maybe we found the nuggets of wisdom in here. So yeah, just something to keep in mind, when you're with this energy here. I really just feel like that's where your higher self is trying to get you to kind of just balance our energies out a little bit more. Let's get to your sixth card here, which is going to be maybe some things that we may need to avoid at this time. So higher self, what are some things that Aries might need to avoid at this time? Let's see what's going on with that, Aries. Yeah, oh, interesting. Absolutely. You got the devil here, Aries. And I feel like with the devil popping up, the devil is a card of any sort of addiction or any sort of a vice that or any sort of vice that we might have. It could be, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like the trifecta, like drugs, sex, alcohol, gambling. It could be, maybe like maybe we are not super kind to ourselves in the sense of like, maybe we could do better about maybe like building up our self-esteem or honestly even just like making impulsive reactions. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely in the devil's wheelhouse here. Anything that's considered habitual, that's lowering your vibration, the devil is just trying to bring that to your attention so that we can so that we can refine the strength here with this energy here, because Aries, you got a lot of energy to work with here. Like I would never tell the Queen of Wands to be less. I would never tell anybody, to be less than themselves. Embody yourselves wholly, but also realize places where that it's areas that are not serving us a purpose, where maybe we I'm not. I hope that makes sense. I'm not quite sure what other ways that I could get that across here, because I feel like that's really the main focus here for some. For some others, there definitely may be some other vices that kind of can get in the mix here, because you know what? If we get into a place sometimes, where we're pushing and we're not seeing consistent results, and then we could get to a place of where we feel like, things start working out, then we end up, kind of indulging in more kind of escapist behaviors, and then it just becomes a whole mess. So just kind of keep eyes on that. Keep eyes on that, Aries, because that again, the devil's not here to scare you. It's just kind of like, okay, we got this major accomplishment here. Let's verify. The devil be the type that's just like, oh, here's another opportunity for you, Aries. I know you're working on like 1 hour of sleep, but do you want to tackle this thing? And it's like that's how the devil works. It's just trying to see where you're at. It's just like, oh, okay, you didn't fall for it. All right. I'll sit back here. I'll be waiting for when we're ready for. I'll wait for the next check-in. That's the devil. The devil has good intentions always. But it's just like however we work with that energy. So keep in mind, Aries. Let's get to your 7th card here, which is going to be what to embrace. So, hiya self. What is it that Aries should embrace with this energy during the month here? Let's see. Let's see what are some things we can embrace, Aries. Interesting. You got the 6 of Coins in reverse here. And so I feel like with this, some things that we can embrace are just like maybe embrace the fact that that maybe again, that we can kind of like, we can delegate with this stuff. I know this has become a mess. I know I was talking about delegation somewhere down in this, I don't know what happened. but I feel like with the 6 of Coins, this is some things to embrace is maybe thinking about, again, collaboration, and that's been, I was talking with, who was I just talking with this? I talked with Cancer on my other channel, kind of about something similar. I feel like that we're getting to this age of where, collaboration is kind of becoming the name of the game here, whereas, there's a change, coming in I feel like over for the next couple of years, I feel like there's a shift that's getting ready to happen. I feel like we're going to really need to kind of band together here and, figure out what strengths everybody is working with, and maybe see what are some, because the nice thing I feel like about collaboration, Aries, is that it gives us a chance to see things from a different perspective, because like when you even like, let me give you here's a good example. When you're looking at like a cloud, let's say you and like 3 other friends are going outside, you're looking at clouds, you 3 will look at the clouds and see 3 different things, and but that's not a bad thing. That gives you 3 different perspectives, and whatever you're working on, that might unlock a new skill for you, and then and then they may see, it becomes like this ripple effect, where there's just all this creativity can happen here, and there's potential all over the place. And then I feel like, too, that can maybe get it to a place where you're not doing so much, Aries, or maybe we can channel this energy, maybe someone else, maybe we're trying to be like a jack of all trades here, master of none. And maybe we could focus on trying to get, just kind of refine some other skills here and let someone kind of pick up the slack somewhere else. And then you kind of can exchange notes, divide and conquer. That's really kind of what I'm getting with this 6 of coins here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. Let's get to your 8th card here, which is where you're going to, which is where you may find some support in all this. So, higher self, where might Aries find some support with all this energy going on here? Let's see where you may find some support, Aries. Nice. You got the 8 of Wands here. And so I feel like with this, I feel like it's going to be one of those things that you see this main bird here. I feel like that needs to be you, Aries, and then have it, and then maybe find a way to just, again, distribute. Find some other people to carry these other wands here. I feel like where you're going to find support is really just kind of in others. And I feel like that's going to be something where, and it's like, duh. But yours, I don't feel like it's as specific with this energy here, because the 8 of Wands is a card of, it's a very quick energy, about incoming news. It could be very fast. This is Mercury and Sagittarius energy here. But I feel like, honestly, for you, it's where you can find some support is going to be for some others here, and I feel like things are going to happen for you a lot. They're going to go at the pace that you want them to go, again, if we branch out here. But let's get a little clarification on that, because that is a little that's a little vague. I'll give you that much. So higher self, can we clarify the 8 of Wands, please? Yeah, thank you, higher self. This has been cool, Aries. I appreciate this energy. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so the 8 of Wands is clarified by the 4 of Cups, 7 of Coins, and the 8 of Coins in reverse here. And so, Aries, with the 4 of Cups, with this energy, I feel like with this, you see this you see this figure here, and I don't know if I mentioned, this isn't a gender-specific reading here, but with this guy, I feel like this is you, Aries. You're focused on these 3 cups right here. We're so focused on the drive here, we're so just like hyper-focused almost that we're ignoring everything, including I feel like possibly, even like our health, and, maybe we're just really kind of cranking here. And I feel like we're missing some opportunities back here. That's like we're closing ourselves out to maybe this could be like the universe kind of asking if you want help. This could be like if we're in a relationship, maybe your partner's trying to get you for help. Wherever we're trying to channel this energy, I feel like we're going to find support if we stop denying the support here, because that's where I'm getting with this, at least with this first card, the 4 of Cups. I feel like maybe we're not being receptive to welcoming in help here, and then that's how we get to the 7 of Coins. I feel like the 7 of Coins is a card of like where we're investing our energy and how we're doing this stuff here. But in this deck, it could be like a card of like it's like this is what I feel like we're burning our fires here, trying to do the most out of this, Aries. I feel like it's just the same type of thing that's kind of popping up here, because even with this 8 of Coins in reverse at the end here, it's like, look at her. She's toiling. She's got this energy here. She's building these wreaths that are covered in these spiny thorns and whatnot. And I feel like that's where we're at, Aries, right now. We're just kind of really working. It's almost like we're being counterintuitive, or counterproductive, And I feel like where you're going to find support in this is just really kind of being open to help, when you need it. I'm not saying, because if you're not here yet, cool, but if it's something that you might be thinking about, maybe you have a big undertaking, or wherever you're at on this journey, it's just something to think about. You don't have to shoulder this stuff all by yourself here. And then again, that's where I'm getting with that, Aries. I hope that this makes sense. I really feel like that it's something about just finding a partner in this thing, and just lightening the load that you're taking on. But let's get to your last card here. which is going to be some advice. So, hiya self. What is some advice or maybe some encouragement for Aries at this time here? Let's see. Let's see. What are some things that Aries could use? Interesting. You got the Ace of Swords in reverse here. So I feel like Aries, some advice for you is just to, because let's switch back over. Because the Ace of Swords for me is a card of like inspiration. You know, it's like that. It's kind of like in like that epiphany provided by the universe. You know, like we've been going about something for a long time, and then it's been just like, you know, then we switch something up one day, and there was just like and then everything just sort of like falls into place. You move past that first barrier, and it's just like oh my goodness. And you know, I feel like the advice for you is to, if you've been at this place where we've been just kind of running ourselves ragged, you know, and really just kind of pumping and cranking and just, I don't know, you know, just trying to get however this is looking like for you. You know, maybe this last month has been just a lot. You've been just trying to tackle everything. You're trying to get your business, your love, and your self-growth just all tackled into one here. Maybe try a different approach, Aries. You know, maybe try to switch things up, and just kind of see. You know, maybe down the line. But I feel like down the line things are just going to start lining up for you here. I feel like that epiphany, or you know, that it's coming. You know, it's just a little patience, just a little bit, and maybe just kind of just adjusting and kind of tweaking some things, Aries. But I'll leave that there, because I know that's I hope that made sense. That was I know that was kind of a lot to unpack there, but and again, you know, it's like I'm not telling you what to do, Aries. You know, I'm not, you know, you gotta trust your gut in this thing at the end of the day, but make sure that we are doing that we are being in tune to ourselves here, Aries. You know, that I will say, you know, if I had to take the biggest thing out of this thing, you know, don't ignore your Ace of Cups, you know, because that can get in the way of your, you know, Ace of Cups, again, is a card of fulfillment, you know, a card of happiness, you know, your senses, your intuition, and all of that stuff here. And if we're running on low battery here, it's hard to get the most out of our fortune here. So, but I'm about to get back into your reading. If you like that. Let's give that good old thing a thumbs up. If you know someone who's going through this stuff, you know, maybe they might be being a little stubborn with it, you know, and, you know, it's a judgment-free zone here. Share this with them. You know, let's raise that vibration. Let's get that momentum going. Subscribe, hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I release videos each week. I'm working on getting better about getting all over Facebook. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, or maybe in all this stuff that you're trying to take on, you're dealing with the Cancer, check out my other channel, the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday, discuss lunar shenanigans, and all that housekeeping's in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card here so I can get you out here and honestly resting, you know, because you got the Fool in reverse here, Aries. And I feel like with this, you know, sometimes lately the Fool has been, when it's popping up in reverse, I've been getting an energy of a naive energy, and I'm not calling you naive, Aries. It's more so I feel like it's, if we're at this place of, because listen, I would imagine, because I don't have any Aries in my chart, but I do have a lot of fire in my chart, and I feel like it's one of those things that if you burn hot, it's like if you're in your car and you're cranking it at 100 all the time, but you got, you know, and it's eventually that's not sustainable, you know, because that's where I get with this Fool energy. The Fool is normally about that. It's very close to, if the Ace of Wands and the Fool had a baby, it would be Aries. You know, that's how I feel about that, you know, because the Fool is that seizing the day, you know, carpe diem, you know, going out there, that inspiration, you know, that you get out of there and go. But if you keep that initial, and then you keep going that all the time, but you're cranking that just on high all the time, Aries, that doesn't seem, after a while, that's just not sustainable. We want to be practical with this energy here. So I feel like that's what the Fool in reverse is kind of asking you to do here, to just adjust. You know, when it's time to crank that up, and then when it's time to pull back, because that's what when I explain your card, the Emperor, that's exactly how Emperor energy works for me. There's a time and a place for it, because Emperor energy is exhausting, because at some, like, if you do it all the time, at some point you need to Empress and take care of yourself and get your abundance back in order here. So that's where I'm going to leave that there, Aries. You know, so definitely kind of sit with that and figure out, are there some ways that we can maybe just get the most bang for our buck here with the energies that you've been blessed with. So I'll leave that there. Stay safe out there. I know that's a whole mouthful, so hopefully give you enough to think about here. But stay safe out there, and you keep raising that vibration through the roof there. And I will catch you on the next one later.